folks, this is your first stop, right?
Yes.
For you folks, this is your last one. Is that right?
Right.
Well, I hope you had a good time. I hope you learned something. I hope you have a good time and you learn something as we go through your tour. I am C.B. Brockett. I was born October 28, 1889, right here in Bainbridge. But by the time I was 12 years old, my father died. In those days, they didn't have the programs we have now, so I had to drop out of school and get a job to take care of my mother and my two sisters. I got a job as a delivery person on a delivery wagon. That was a great job. I had a whole lot of fun with that because I got to meet so many different people. I got to see what they were doing and hear their stories and understand what was going on in town. I enjoyed that so much that later I compiled a book. It's called Bainbridge at the Turn of the Century. I hear some folks may still have a copy of that in their private libraries. You might want to take a look at it if you know somebody who has one. But of course, without even a high school education, it's hard to make a living. It's hard to put food on the table, to take care of your family. So I had to work at a whole lot of different jobs. I owned a stable for horses. I had rental properties. I owned a car dealership. I owned a grocery store. I had 2 liquor stores. I also owned and operated the Shady Corner, which was found on West Street and Shotwell Street, where the Finishing Touch hair salon is right now. That was a great place to work, own it, run it, because it was a favorite place for Bainbridge High School students to hang out. And that's always fun, because, you know, you young people keep us young. Well, I had to work pretty hard. One of the things I did was I had the first soft serve ice cream stand in Bainbridge. It was just down the street here, on Calhoun Street, between what is now the Pecan Place and the Fish Place. It was a 20 by 20 foot shack, but it had a drive-in window, which was unique for its time. Well, if you work hard, you come to understand the value of a dollar. I probably understood it better than most because I got a very deserved reputation of being tight. When I went around to collect rents, I'd take my grandson. My grandson is Cliff Bailey. Some of you may know him. He's a veterinarian around here. And I'd tell him that what we were doing is we were picking grapes. I was so tight that my good friend, Sheeny Griffin, some of you may know him too, would tease me about being tight. He said, since he was my insurance agent, he understood that I wouldn't pay my premium until I had a claim. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you stopping by in both directions. I can't answer any questions because I'm deaf as a doorknob. I'm so deaf that when my wife was having a heart attack, I slept right through it. She got so mad, she got my fishing rod and about beat me half to death. Thank you once again, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy your trip.